We're going to create an impeller. We'll start on the top plane, enter into sketch mode, and create a circle that has a diameter of 4 inches. Exit the sketch and pad that a thickness of 0.1 inch. Next, we'll enter into sketch mode on the top surface and create the pillar that is a 1/2 inch diameter. Padded a thickness of 2 inches. Now, this could have been done with a shaft as well. Next, we're going to create the first blade. So we're going to enter into sketch mode on that top surface of the base, create an arc that connects the center point to the outer edge of the main diameter. We'll set that radius to 1.25 and set the center point a horizontal or a vertical distance of 1 inch to the center point. Now from there, we've got a little bit extra of our arc hanging out over the edge. So what we're going to do is project the 3D elements of that edge so that we can trim up to the edge. Then we're going to offset the blade so that it has a thickness of 0.1. And then go through the same steps of trimming that excess from the edge at the outer edge. We want to do the same thing with the excess of the outer edge and the inner pillar to make sure that we have one closed continuous loop for our blade. Then to make sure that we're fully defined, we will set that arc to be coincident. Lost one of the coincident relationships there. So from the center vertical axis to the base there as coincident makes that fully constrained. So from there, we're going to exit the sketch and pad the blade to a thickness of 0.75. And then we'll use the circular pattern to create 12 instances around the circle. We'll use that center post as the reference for our axis. And then we're going to replicate the blade that we had at the base for the top, but we're going to have a shortened version of that. So it's going to have a diameter of 2 rather than the 4 that the original blade was. So what we're going to do is locate our blade that we want to duplicate. Well, first off, let's make that diameter of 2. And then we'll locate the blade we want to duplicate and project the 3D elements for both of those. And that third element that is around that pillar. So we can either do the whole pillar and project 3D elements, or we can get that small edge. Trim up the excess. And that gives us the profile of the smaller of the 2 blades. It's still part of the blade, but it's the upper portion of the blade. So what we're going to do is connect those two along a one blade transformation so that there's a twist in the blade. So from the base there, we want to actually go from one instance back, and then do a multi-section solid to connect between the two. In order to do that, we do need that sketch as a independent sketch. So that's why we projected those 3D elements onto a new sketch. And then now we can do the multi-section solid. Make sure our closing points are going in the same direction. And finish it off by doing a circular pattern. Now I should have just done the multi-section solid instead of the current solid, because the current solid is repeating everything, but really it's okay since everything falls on top of each other. But it would have been a little bit more efficient to just do the multi-section solid as the circular pattern there. That gets us to our finished impeller.